Hey everybody, it's me Dottie again. I just wanted to give everybody an update. I have been in contact with some of the other Dollyholics, and it seems like mostly everybody has gotten really busy. So for now, I think it's just going to be me, and I'm talking to Pixi right now to see if she wants to continue doing videos too. So for a while, it might just be the two of us, but I think that's alright, I hope, with everybody. So that's that. I don't think we'll be taking auditions just because 5 was clearly too many to keep everybody organized. So I think we're just going to stick with 2 for now, and if we need help later on, we'll ask for it. Alright, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about making wigs. It is a little difficult. It's a little bit more in depth than other tutorials like hot glue sueding, but I personally really like making my own wigs. This is one that I just made the other day. Just keep in mind, I'm not a wig stylist. I can make them. Oh, and this is, it used to be my doll called Leaf Boy, but recently I switched him to a kawaii Nino, or Nino doll, is head, and I modified these big elf ears on him. You can see they're really long. So yeah, this wig I made out of Tibetan mohair, and I will show you, what I did with this wig was I cut the mohair, I made the wig, I dyed it, and then I cut it. So I'm going to show you what an undyed and uncut mohair wig looks like, which is on this little guy, Wednesday. You can see it's very puffy, it's really soft. It is natural hair, so if you're against leather products, then you're probably not going to be able to do this, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So this is the natural length of the mohair. You can see, well, you can't see. Okay, there you can see. It's only a few inches long. That's how it naturally comes off of the animal. Adjusting the computer. So you can't make wigs much longer than this, really, without, special tweaking. But, so I'm going to talk a little bit about how to make one. First, what you need to do is you need to order Tibetan mohair. It's not super expensive, but like I said, if you're against leather products, you're probably not going to like this very much. But what it is, here's a piece of it. It is a piece of leather with the hair still on it. I personally have no problem with using leather products, but I know some people do. You can make fur wigs instead. So this is Tibetan mohair. This is natural stuff. Comes off of, is it a sheep or a goat? I can never remember. But you can also get this fake fur. I recommend, if you want to do this, check out a website called distinctivefabrics.com. They charge $1 per swatch, so you're going to need 2 swatches. This is the size of 1 swatch. You're going to need 2 swatches to make 1 wig. So, I mean, don't get cheap. It's $1. Be nice to those people. They're giving you 10 free swatches. I think it might be 5 now, actually. But they're giving you free stuff, so you can order a few swatches from them for $1. So this stuff is acrylic. It's fabric on the back. So if you still want to make a furry, fuzzy wig, this is an alternative to the Tibetan mohair. You can also buy this in colors. It comes in these bright dyed colors. I like to dye it myself. If you want to dye this yourself, like I dyed this, it was originally this color, I made it this color, use fabric dye. It works perfectly. Just follow the instructions for fabric dye, it works fine. Okay, so to make a wig, here is a little wig that I made before. It's kind of crappy, but what I did was I took this wig that I have, and I took a look at the wig cap underneath. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, it's pieces of stretchy material sewn together. So my plan was to copy this size of wig cap for the doll. So what I did was I took some pieces of paper and I made a pattern. I just, folded this over it and traced it out and cut it out. So this is your guide for cutting out, because if you're using something like Tibetan mohair, you don't want to waste it. So you want to get the to cut it right the first time and not have to do it again. So how this pattern works is this is the center piece. You want to make sure when you're cutting the fur, even this acrylic fur, it has a direction. The fur is going down this direction. You can see that? So when you're cutting it, I used this kind of pattern because for him, I wanted him to have bangs. So I wanted to flow forward like over his face a little bit. So when you cut it, I use this as the front side. Make sure that you put it on the fabric this way. So if the fur is going down and this is the front, you want the fur to be going down. Because otherwise you're going to get this weird little like splotchy on the front. It's going to look really bad. Unless you want the hair to stick up, I guess you could do that too. So, there's fur flying around here, I'm sorry. So how this pattern works is here's the front piece, hair is flowing down, and then you cut this one so that the hair is going down this way. So that when you put them together, you need to cut 2 of these, by the way. Only 1 of these, but 2 of these. So that when you sew it together, it makes this semicircular shape. When sewing it, I recommend sewing it with a sewing machine if you're going to use the Tibetan fur, because since it's leather, it's really difficult to sew by hand. You can do it if you're really determined, but I found it was much more difficult than I wanted to do. So, this wig was made using that process. So you can see, here's the center strip, and here's where the hair, it flows forward this way, so you can see it sticks out there. And then these are the round side pieces. It may take a little trial and error sewing it to get it to fit the doll's head perfectly, especially if you want to cut it short like I did on this one, because if it doesn't fit your doll's head very snugly, then it'll have these little bumps. That's bad. So just try and make it fit as close to your doll's head as possible. It's not as big a deal if you're making it out of the acrylic fur, because it does have some stretch since it's on fabric. So there's more leeway with that, but on the leather, it's really kind of firm leather. It doesn't want to stretch. If you're really attached to having natural fur, mohair, one thing you can do is get mohair wefts and buy a cloth wig cap and make one that way. That way also, if you buy loose mohair or wefted mohair, it does come longer than, I have some right here. It does come a lot longer than the Tibetan mohair. As you can see, this is significantly longer than the mohair here. So, if you would like a mohair wig but don't want to use a leather product, you can use this. But, so if you want something more humane, then that's what you would go for. So I think, I don't really have time to go into how do you make a wefted wig, but I hope that gives you a lot of information about making wigs. So, I hope you guys feel daring enough to try and make your own wigs. If they end up a failure, you just don't tell anybody about it, and they'll never know. I'm going to be going to Dalpa. Is it this weekend? God, when is it? It's not this weekend. It's in almost 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. But I am going to be going to Dalpa, so I'll be there in case anybody else is going. I don't know that I'm going to have much to report back after, because I'm not getting any dolls there, but I'm hoping to have a lot of fun. Also, I'm considering redoing the face-up on my Lusion doll, and I was wondering if anybody would be interested in seeing me do that. I was thinking of trying, there's Ustream, where you stream live what you're doing. So I was considering doing that. If anybody would be really interested in that, then let me know, and I'll try and set it up probably before I go to Dalpa. So let me know if you would be interested in that. I don't know, maybe it's a stupid idea. Maybe it's really horrible on my part. But I hope I will see you guys again soon. Maybe I'll do another video before Dalpa. Thanks everybody for watching.